Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's your president and your VP back once again with another episode of Walker, Texas Rangeraury. This time it's going to be Sidekicks.
Listen, we know this isn't Walker, Texas Ranger related, but when we started this, we said to ourselves, you know what, maybe we should do some other Chuck Norris movies other than Lone Wolf McQuade and Walker, Texas Ranger. So here it is, Sidekicks.
Yeah, we did say that. We know it's not Walker, Texas Ranger, as he said, but we're also going to do a couple of Jared's movies as well. You know, we mentioned we were going to do maybe House of Wax and also the Friday the 13th remake. So we're going to probably get into those in the very near future as well.
Yeah.
So, Sidekicks is directed by Aaron Norris, who happens to be Chuck Norris's brother.
Yeah.
It stars Chuck Norris, naturally.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brandis.
Sorry.
Donica McKellar, who many people will remember as Winnie Cooper from The Wonder Years.
That's how I know
It's
her.
going to segue. He's going to get into a joke here in a little bit, guys, about it.
Yeah.
It's
going to be a
It
funny
also
joke.
stars a very prominent Japanese-American actor who named Mako, who was on who really rose to prominence during Avatar: The Last Airbender. He was a part of that show.
Yeah, he did, and he was also the voice of Splinter in the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie called TMNT. So
that's the 2007 CGI one, right?
Yes, the 2007 CGI movie. He's
Okay.
the voice of Splinter. Just a little fun fact about Mako.
Yeah, so Jonathan Brandis plays this kid named Barry, and he is, well, he's a loser, guys. Let's face facts. He's a loser. He has asthma. He is basically a revamped version of the Karate Kid, okay?
Yeah.
In fact, this movie is basically a loose remake of the Karate Kid.
So, let me just say something real quick. When I was watching the movie yesterday, I'm like, okay, you know what? This entire relationship between Mako and Barry is kind of like Johnny and Miguel from Cobra Kai.
In a way, or, Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. But, unlike Barry, Miguel is not a loser.
And Barry, this kid here, he probably should be in a mental institution, okay? Because he has a fantasy that involving Chuck Norris, mind you, like, what is it, 6, 8 times in the movie?
Yeah.
And they're all completely crazy. They are. But you know what? It's a fun kind of crazy. If you haven't seen this movie before, you should check it out for yourself, guys.
Yeah. You can watch it on YouTube. So.
Yeah. You can find it pretty much for free on YouTube.
So, anyways, he has this daydream of Chuck Norris, and
the movie literally starts off with a Chuck Norris fantasy.
Yeah, and he basically just he basically has a daydream out loud, and it turns out that the damsel in distress in every dream is his teacher.
Yeah, that's a little disturbing. It is.
It's like what does he do after he saves her? He gives her to Chuck Norris, obviously.
So,
obviously,
the beginning fantasy is like he's I forget what it is now. Like he's supposed to be a ninja, and so is Chuck. I forget all the fantasies. That's not really that relevant.
No.
What is relevant is when he snaps back to reality, and all the kids in the classroom are laughing at this poor kid. And
yeah, you know what? He kind of deserves it, guys. I'm sorry to say it, but it kind of does. Because, I mean, who does that? I mean, I've daydreamed in class before.
Richard Mole also is in this movie. And some of you guys my age might remember him as Bull from Night Court. And he plays the gym teacher in this movie. And he is so over the top as far as gym teachers go. Actually, everybody but Chuck Norris is completely over the top. Oh,
Dad!
I knocked the lamp off over here.
Are you serious?
With my exaggerated
Did you,
meaner here.
Why? Why'd you do that for?
I don't know.
Can you tell how off script we are? How unexpected
Completely
events can happen like this?
Over the top. So,
This is completely not what we had in mind. We're sorry about this.
anyways, he is picked on by this one kid who I guess is your typical rich type, stereotypical jock, like the leader of this clique at school, and they all beat him up.
Yeah,
and Donna
also
McKellar plays his love interest in the movie.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Winnie! Look, it's Winnie, the quiet, gentle bookworm who's always in an on-again, off-again relationship. Let's see what she plays in this movie. A quiet, gentle bookworm in an on-again, off-again relationship.
To paraphrase Nostalgia Critic,
Okay.
that's where we borrowed that one from. So, we don't go blatantly stealing other people's stuff. And we hope people don't do that to us, too. So, getting back on topic here. He is encouraged by the high school counselor to seek out her uncle
It's his teacher, Dad.
I thought it was his counselor.
No, that's his teacher.
Okay, it's one of his teachers. And another one's another principal type figure is he's special. You know, trying to insinuate that this kid is a little
cuckoo in the brain.
Yeah, we'll just say that. And probably not all there upstairs.
Yeah.
Also say that as well. So, anyways, she suggests that he go to her uncle, and her uncle will teach him karate.
Martial arts, not just karate.
I guess it's martial arts in general. And anyways, he starts to actually improve, and the guy's got a little unrealistic expectations, I think, of Barry at times when you watch the thing.
Because at first he tells him, you will walk to school for this week, and the next week you will run to school. Yeah, that's a very good thing to say to an asthmatic kid. Again, sorry to bring up Cobra Kai, but remember over the course of 4 or 5 months, he basically single-handedly helped Miguel get rid of his asthma.
Yeah. So, anyways, you know, he tries to get with, I forgot her name now.
Her name's Lauren.
Lauren. He tries to get with her, but she shoots him down, and he says, "Oh, the big bad meaty bully was right. You do pity me.
I like you, Barry, but not in that way. Oh, so he was right. You do pity me. Wait, Barry, no, come back. It's like, so this is the Wonder Year. She's giving off mixed signals while she herself doesn't know how to feel.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
This movie, though, is fun. It's very fun.
Again,
it may seem like we're ragging on it
another joke from Nostalgia Critic, guys.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Now, I should point out that Rotten Tomatoes, which is no real barometer, as I've said in a few of my other videos, it's no real barometer to gauge how a movie is, if it's any good or not. And we're not really the best experts either, as we say in our segue when we get to our outro.
Yeah.
But this movie is very fun.
And then,
it's over the top.
And then when he finally learns the karate and stuff, the bully tries to beat him up, and then he
basically he whoops the kid's butt. Okay, and then we learn
Lauren just comes back.
That
and
Lauren's
says,
like, "Oh, Barry, I love you now."
It's like we're thinking, wait, violence gets chicks?
Well, we kind of do that anyway.
Every guy thought that, but we didn't know it was true. Another joke from Nostalgia Critic, guys.
We're not trying to really steal his jokes or anything. But this movie is very, very fun, and I suggest that you go out. You'll have a good time. But just remember,
the karate teacher died. We gotta mention the karate teacher.
Yeah. Just remember,
Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. You know the reason why that Chuck Norris doesn't compete anymore? It's because I will kick his butt.
Yeah.
By the way, he said a different word, but I don't want to say that. So
Yeah. But you got to turn your brain off if you're going to watch it, okay? Because if you go into it with your thinking man's or woman's cap on, you're going to be like 5 seconds in, you're going to be like, no. But go into the movie with, okay, I'm just going to laugh at the utter stupidity of this movie, and you're going to love it, because he's right. The karate gym teacher
and then
who leads Steel Dojo, I think is the name of Stone Dojo. He leads that.
they're supposed to be.
He
The
apparently is also an arch rival of Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
He's played by Joe Piscopo, who plays this performance just completely hammed up, over the top, comedic exaggeration galore.
Me and Dad noticed this when we were going into the movie, but there was one fantasy, I should say, where he was basically kind of getting tortured and like he couldn't breathe and stuff. It was the gym teacher who
dressed as a Nazi.
And then there was the karate teacher who then also had the bully by his side, and then he's just like, and then he's like, get him! Don't let them get away!
It is very fun. So anyways, after all the fantasies and all the training and him kicking the bully's butt,
the bully
challenges him to a karate tournament. Well, a martial arts tournament.
Yeah.
Which consists of basically like brick breaking, and then there's kata, and
freestyle fighting.
Freestyle weapons form, free form fighting. Now, Chuck Norris ends up beating up the karate teacher. Yeah. And he does this face when he sees the kid coming to him. He's like, oh.
And then he's like, whoa!
And he does like 6 backflips in the air and falls down face first. And you're like, that hurt. You gotta see it. You just gotta see it.
And then there's a tie-in, so Barry has to break 9 bricks. And then Mako's character, I forgot what his name was, honestly, he sets the bricks on fire, which, by the way, weakens the bricks, until he was just able to do, like, the, hi-ya!
And he wins.
Anyway.
And they had set it up for a sequel, which never got made. Yeah. I wish it had.
Yeah, because it was a kid in a wheelchair.
But he leaves his martial arts
wheelchair
magazine behind with Chuck Norris on the cover. And the kid in the wheelchair buys the magazine. And that's like, how the movie ends. He's like, wow.
and then he sets it down and he rides off with his wheelchair. It's like Chuck Norris will heal the disabled.
Chuck Norris Christ. You bet.
Hey, remember, in Walker, he prays cancer away.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. I give this one 4 1/4 out of 5. Shirley, for the comedic feel for the movie, and that. Go check it out. You can probably find it on Blu-ray. Or not Blu-ray, but DVD. I don't think it got a Blu-ray release. In fact, the movie that we got on YouTube was a VHS rip. Yeah. So be prepared for that, guys. Now, as I said, I give it 4 1/4 out of 5 for the over-the-top, sheer comedic tone of the movie. If I were to give this movie an actual rating based on what I saw in the actual acting performances, it would be much, much lower. But because of the performances and the way that it was shot and the way that the movie came across, 4 1/4 out of 5 for me. What say you?
4.5 out of 5. Honestly, because I just love the over-the-top performances, especially when, like, I was watching the nostalgic review of Sidekicks, and the gym teacher was yelling at him. He's like, what kind of teacher yells at their kids like this? And I'm like, have you not seen a high school gym teacher? They yell like this all the time.
So that gives a total combined rating of 4 3/8 stars out of 5. So there you go, guys. Go check it out if you haven't. Oh, and always, as always, if you think that Sidekicks is one of the worst movies of all time,
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you in that regard. And also, you're in the majority on this issue.
Yeah.
But remember, as always, too, our opinions don't matter because we're just two idiots with a cell phone. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't. So, having gotten all that out, as usual, as always, guys, we can only conclude this with one thing. And that is, we'll see you next time, where it's probably either going to be House of Wax, which, yikes.
Yeah,
or
I think this might be the movie where Jared was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't do movies for a while. And Friday the 13th came along, which was kind of a box office bomb. And he's like, okay, I'm not doing movies at all.
Okay. So it'll be one of those two next time, guys. And as always, peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.